Are you tired of farming for the LYUDA? Well, no LYUDA, no problem, because with my Amara one-shot build, you're going to be able to kill Grave Ward with just one single shot. Just make sure you guys don't get hit by the green ball like I did. And yes, this is in Mayhem 3. Asava, this is LaserBolt, and today, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you my Amara one-shot build. No LYUDA needed. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, did my eyes deceive me? Is this real? Is what I'm looking at for real? Is it fake? Is it Mayhem 3? Is it Mayhem 4? Well, guys, is it Mayhem 3? Is it Mayhem 2? What exactly is going on? How are you killing him with just one shot? Like, how is that even happening without the LYUDA? Well, I'm going to give you guys my build, but before I do that, I do want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 3 copies of Shadowkeep for the system of your choice. To enter and participate, it's super easy. All you got to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bold Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered. So good luck to everyone that's participating. All right, so I got to address a couple things because I know you guys have been asking me, Laser, why do you have 49 points instead of 48 points? I finally figured out exactly what was costing me to get 49 points. I had to actually write to a dev from Borderlands 3 to figure out exactly what was going on. It's pretty much a bug that's happening within the game. So the way you're able to create the bug, I've been trying to replicate the bug, but I don't have a tutorial video just yet. But the way you're able to do the bug is, for example, if you are playing online and you respec, and then you go back offline and then you respec again, it could bug out to 49 instead of just 48. Now, I'll probably have a tutorial video pretty soon. I don't know if they're going to be patching it pretty soon or if they're not, but that was the reason why I had 49 points, because you guys kept saying, you know, why do you have 49 points? I can't seem to get these builds, and what I had to do was go back in my videos, and I had 48 points, but it was giving me 49 points, but we finally figured that out, so that's a good thing. GG's to everybody who dropped it over there in the comment section down below. Now, I know you guys have been watching my one-shot build videos, but if you guys think there's a character that I'm missing, let me know in the comment section down below who that is, and if you want to see a one-shot build for them. It takes a little bit of time. This one took a little bit of time because I actually had to farm a lot for the class mod. I think that was the hardest part out of this build, but once I got the class mod, I got it all sorted out, and it was easy peasy. Now, luckily for you guys, I already did the science, and there are actually multiple class mods that will allow you to do this. I'm going to explain how the modifiers work in Mayhem 3 and what to look for, what not to look for, you know, so you guys can know exactly how to replicate. Now, in addition to that, guys, if you're missing certain items for these builds, head over to our Discord channel. There is a ton of people over there who are helping each other out, trading different items from the PlayStation 4, Xbox, PC. The link is down below in the description. We'd love to have you guys over there, so make sure you guys come on over and stop by. Now, we are planning another giveaway for 4 copies of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but I want to know from you guys in the comment section down below, how should we give them out? Should we give them out based on people commenting and liking on the videos, or should we give them out based on the people who are actually coming to the stream every single time that we're streaming? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to know where do I stream on Facebook and Mixer, and also on Twitch. The links are down below. Make sure you follow me on either of them, and make sure you guys tune into the streams. All right, guys, so I know I rambled up a little bit too much on that one, but we're going to dive right in. I just want to be as transparent as I possibly can. Let you guys know what's going on with the channel, you know, on the little update. So a little update of the video. I hope you guys don't mind it. So let's go ahead and jump into this build. We're going to have Brawl, Mystical Assault, and Fist of the Elements. We're going to be tapping into all 3 trees. Let's get started with the first one, which is Brawl. And I'm just going to briefly adjust the abilities because I'm pretty sure by now everybody knows what the abilities do. If you guys want me to go like in full detail with the abilities, let me know and I'll change it up a little bit. So the first ability we're picking up is Personal Space. Amara's weapon shot deals bonus damage. So this is just to give us a little bit more DPS, more damage. The next one we're going to go with is Clarity. Now, Clarity is super important for this particular build is because once our shields go down, our health is going to fall down really rapidly. Clarity gives us the ability of staying alive and having our health regenerate over time. So really good one to have. It's kind of a priority when it comes to this particular build. All right, so now going on to Mystical Assault, we're going to start off with the first one, which is Fast Hand. This is just reload speed, weapon swap, and mode switch speed. This is just so you could switch between weapons. This is actually pretty important because once you understand the way this build works, you're going to see why this is important. Staying within the same row, we have Violent Tapestry. This is going to give us our rush stacks. And basically what our rush stacks are going to do, it's going to give us a status effect, and it's going to increase the amount of damage that status effect does. So it's just a matter of, once again, getting more DPS. Now onto row number 2, we have Transcend. Amara gains increased accuracy and critical hit damage. Super important. The reason why we're tapping into this one primarily is for that crit hit damage. We definitely need that plus 27. Then we have Restless. This is for action skill cooldown rate. Now this is not so important for killing bosses. This is primarily important for high-end content like Mayhem 3, Slaughterhouse, and all that stuff. It's just so you could get your abilities a lot quicker. This is not so much focused on the boss killing because this particular build is good for killing bosses and also for end-game content. The next ability we're going to be picking up is Ascendant. All action skill augments gain increased effect. This is really important because we want to augment our skills. So this is definitely one that you have to pick up. Alright, so now into the Fist of the Element tree. We starting off with the first one was this Anima. Amara's status effect deals increased damage. Once again, once you see how this build works and how you actually get this one shot, you're going to understand why this is important. We have 5 in here, but our class mod is giving us 7. If you could get this to 8, it's even better. But 7, we're still doing as good as we possibly can. As you guys see, the status effect damage goes to a plus 28, which is really good. But what's also important is to pay attention to action skill status effect damage, a plus 56. Make sure you guys keep that in mind as I explain the rest of the build. The next one in row number 2 is Tapestry. Elemental damage and shock damage is further increased. Super duper important, guys, to keep this in mind because once you guys see the way we're doing this, you're going to understand why we're doing it the way we do it. So elemental damage is increased plus 30 and shock damage is increased plus 20. So basically, if you use shock damage and you have elemental damage, you're getting a 50 plus damage increase. Then we have Wildfire. This is just going to apply the status effect to other enemies that are surrounding the enemy. This is primarily, once again, not for killing bosses, but this is just for high-end content. Then we have Dread. Amara's gun damage is increased for a few seconds after an enemy is grasped. Once again, high-level content here. It's not for boss killing. Then we have Indiscriminate. Amara's bullets that damage enemies have a chance to ricochet. Once again, this is for crowd control. It's not so much for killing bosses. It's mostly primarily so we could go ahead and kill mobs. Then I dumped a point into Deep Well. You do not have to dump a point into Deep Well. This is just to increase the magazine size of the elemental weapons. It's really effective because it seems like Amara tends to go by bullets a lot more than other characters. So I like to always have it on her, especially if you're trying to get this build and you're barely starting to play the game or you just entered Mayhem 3. It's going to be super important to make sure you have enough ammo. Now into row number 5, we have Sustainment. Amara gains Lifesteal whenever she deals elemental damage. This is super important for boss killing because once you guys see the way we do it, you guys are going to understand why you need this one. This is a requirement right here. We dumped 3 points into this one. Then we have Conflicts. Whenever Amara applies a status effect to the enemy, she gains a chance to randomly electrocute, ignite, or melt the enemy. We apply this one because it's actually pretty effective for not only bosses, but also for mobs. On this one right here, you're mostly going to be getting the majority of the points from your class mod. So make sure you guys keep in mind, check your class mod, see how many points it gives you. You want to be around 4 or 5 for this particular one. And last but not least, guys, we're getting Forceful Expression. Amara gun deals bonus elemental damage based on her action skills. So this is really important because once I explain how you actually do this and the items you're going to need in order to get this done, you're going to understand why this one is super important. All right, so now that we went over the skills, let's talk about items that you're going to need. So requirements. So number 1, this is not a requirement as far as getting a weapon. You could actually get a grenade. You're going to want to get a weapon that actually allows you to apply status effect to yourself. You could either do this with a grenade or you could do this with a gun. I pretty much picked up this one right here, which gives me shock damage, and it also gives me incendiary damage. This is going to be important because the modifiers are going to be changing. So sometimes you're going to want to apply fire, sometimes you're going to apply shock. It's all going to be dependent on the modifier that the Mayhem 3 gives you. So some say, you get more damage if you do shock. Do shock. Some say you do more damage if you do fire. Do fire. Just have as many variants as you possibly can of either a grenade or a weapon. Just make sure that your weapon is lower level than you are so you won't get that much damage. Alright, so another requirement, guys, is requirement number 1. You're going to need the Shredder Scorch. Now, you're able to get this one, guys, from killing Rampage. So if you don't have one or you don't have one with this high amount of damage, go ahead, go farm Rampage. He usually drops one every single time, or at least one time yes, one time no. Now, if you do have one of these with higher damage than what I have, let me know in the comment section down below, and also hit me up on Discord if you do have one, and please, let's try to dupe it, because I really need one with a higher damage. I just don't know if anyone drops with a higher damage. I haven't been able to get one. The next requirement you're going to need is the Unforgiven. I'll explain why once we finish all the requirements. Next up, another requirement, guys, is the Brawler. Now, you could get any Brawler, or you could get any sort of shield. You just want to make sure that you get a plus something whenever your shields are broken. So, this is a plus 25 weapon damage while shields are depleted. If you have something better that gives you more than plus 25, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you head over to Discord. Let me know as well. I would love to see which one it is so I could do more builds like this for you guys. The next requirement, guys, is the Face Seeker. Now, this Face Seeker is going to be tricky because, like I said earlier in my video, this is one right here is all going to be dependent on which one you have. For example, I personally think that the one I have is a God Roll. I love this one. It gives me 31% SMG damage, 31% pistol damage, and 31 heavy weapon damage. For this particular build, I find this to be super duper perfect, but that does not mean that this is the only one that actually allows you to do this particular damage. So if you don't have something like this that gives you pistol damage and heavy weapon damage, you're going to be looking for one that gives you 45% Jacob weapons critical damage. Now I don't have one that gives me a plus 45 as a Face Seeker. If you do have the Face Seeker that gives you the plus 45 Jacob weapon, once again, guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Head over to Discord and DM me. Let me know that you have one. Maybe you guys can send me one over, or just mail it to me, guys. My epic name is LaserBolt, so I would really appreciate it, guys, if you guys could send some stuff over. That way, you know, we could put more of these builds together for you guys. So once again, guys, if you don't have the one I have, which is the, you know, pistol, 31 pistol, 31 heavy, then go with the 45 Jacobs, and you guys should be good to go with that. Now, the grenade is not important unless you're using it to do damage for yourselves. And last but not least, guys, for your artifact, you're going to want to make sure you have something that gives you a plus 183, and you're going to look for the bottom text. Anything that gives you a plus either shock damage, incendiary damage, critical hit damage, anything of that is super duper important, as long as it's a plus 83 damage. And those are all the requirements. So now to explain how this actually works and why we are one-shotting him. So basically what we're doing is we are applying a status effect with our weapon. And for example, for this particular run here, I applied shock damage because our modifiers had increased shock damage. And what we do is we break our shields. So once we break our shields, that plus 25% from our shield is going to kick in. So shield is broken, we get a plus 25%. Then what's going to happen is we're going to shoot our action. And remember, on our skill tree, we have damage when our action skill is popped. So we throw our action skill. And then once our action skill is, we're already applying that damage. And then on top of that, guys, remember our class mod has 31% pistol damage and 31 heavy damage. Why is that important? Is because when we shoot our rocket, and as soon as our rocket is being shot, we switch over to the Unforgiven. The reason why we switch over to the Forgiven is because it gives us a plus 384 critical hit damage. So basically what tends to happen is when you shoot the rocket hasn't actually hit its target, but since we switched over to the weapon, we're getting that plus 384 critical damage. In addition to that, we're getting the plus 31 damage for the pistol and the plus 31 for the heavy. So that's what allows us to get that one-shot hit. As you see right here in the video, you guys will notice that's exactly what I do. And that's how you get the one-shot with No LYUDA. I hope this does help you if you don't have a LYUDA to actually be able to one-shot the boss every single time. Make sure you keep an eye on the modifiers. Anything that boosts rockets, anything that boosts critical hits, anything that boosts pistols, you're going to want to make sure you go with that. And that is how you determine which modifier works and which modifier doesn't work. Now, like I said, if there's a build for a specific character that you guys would like to see, please let me know in the comment section down below. We'll be more than happy to put that out for you guys. Thank you for the amazing support you guys have shown in the Borderlands 3 content. Remember, we are putting up other content like Destiny, Ghost Recon. If there's games that you guys are planning on picking up, let me know what games those are. So maybe we'll decide to cover them and spread the love. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later.